Dear boomers, I am on a quest to make my inner world more important than my outer world. The reason for this is because I have become more of an introvert since the COVID pandemic has changed all of our lives and has perhaps made many, many more people than just myself an introverted person. And I think I've always been an introvert, but I had to go out into the world and be a nurse, and lots of my work was being a first responder for babies that weren't breathing at birth, or even mothers who had problems during labor. Not necessarily life-threatening, but some were. So my point is that for 40 years I was on the move, hurry, make sure everybody was okay, taking care of nurses, taking care of their babies, taking care of patients' babies, taking care of everybody. Now, I loved it, and I still want to take care of all of you. I want to take care of you. Now, the whole thing here is by concentrating on my inner world over the outer world. That means cutting out the news. It means not turning on any kind of devices until about 10 o'clock in the morning. I do have to meditate. Sometimes I do meditate to the voice of Joe Dispenza. We have certain audios that we do on his website that don't involve looking at anything. And his doing this for the last 2.5 years has created within myself a willingness to emphasize my inner world over my outer world, because the thinking of the world is not real. The thinking of the world is often a lower vibrational frequency. People are fighting wars, they're killing, there's massive genocide in the Mideast. There is lots of unforgiveness and grievances, and criticism and judgment. And these are the things I don't want to participate in anymore. I do enjoy my online cohorts, and I enjoy making these videos probably more than anything else at this point that I'm doing in my business. I wanted to do a membership site for seniors, but I'm going to put that on the back burner for now and concentrate on growing these YouTube channels. I just heard Evan Carmichael say that just say I wanted to publish a book, and if I wanted to do that, having a shorts channel and creating 3 to 4 shorts a day would help enhance them. If I had over 100,000 subscribers, it would help getting a book deal. But self-publishing, in my opinion, is a little bit more lucrative, a little bit more has creative license, and I don't want to write a book anyway. But I like the idea of seeing this the shorts YouTube channel grow. My shorts channel is Dear Boomer Shorts. If you want to go over there and take a look, that would be awesome. And those shorts are more spontaneous. I get outside and look around and revel in the beauty of life. Now, that is the outside world too. There's no doubt about that. For instance, I enjoy watching my maple tree, grow these leaves that are nice, light green, and I enjoy looking down the neighborhood at the same thing. The sunset always happens down that street. So we're talking about the west, and then the south is the other way. And here is my privacy hedge. How do you like that? This privacy hedge is criticized by my neighbors. So I did have a little bit of a person cutting it down a little bit, just a little bit. But I love my privacy hedge because it makes me feel that I'm not on display in any way, shape, or form. So that's part of my need to be private, not only private, but inner. My inner world is mine. It doesn't mean that I do anything more than just live in my house, which is my private sanctuary. And every day I try to make it more of a sanctuary instead of having Maso run around with things that he wants to chew up, and then I put it in a pile somewhere where I need to go through the pile and make sure it's put in a proper place, which is, at this point, there is no proper place. Because raising a puppy and trying to run an online business is a little bit haphazard, to say the least. So, my inner world is more important and actually more real and more significant to me than the outer world. When I used to go into the workplace, especially the last year, there was so much complaining. It was unbelievable, and it was hard to pull away from it and be the person that I'm meant to be. It was hard to have my influence cascade to the vibrations of the unit. And it was a new hospital, it still is. And because of that, it had some growing pains, and I understand that. So I'm not going to join into this idea of criticizing everybody who is being critical, because growing pains are real. Remember when you were growing up and sometimes your legs hurt, and sometimes it was just difficult to even do what you had to do or even enter sports events because you were having growing pains. Growing pains are a part of life. I am, retiring and going right into these online business ventures, growing my YouTube channel for purposes unbeknownst to me at this moment. Next week, we're having the first internet YouTube radio show with Will Johnson. I talked to him yesterday. We have it all set up. And I talked to one of my coaches named Sean, who explained to me how to get a Zoom into the YouTube studio. And I guess I have to have the faith that somehow my Zoom will communicate with my YouTube channel. And that's probably what happens. But I'll experiment a little bit with that today and see how I can maybe, create a scenario where I do a Zoom and get it into a live event on YouTube. So I have to do that over the weekend, if not today. Today I'm going to take Maso to the dog park downtown after I get a chiropractic appointment, which I do every 2 weeks. And that is just a wonderful experience because my body is in good shape with no pain. We walk every day, and walking is one of the best things in the whole world for prevention of dementia, prevention of pain. But prevention of pain has everything to do with concentrating on your inner world as opposed to the outer world. Concentrating on elevating your emotions to joy, love, compassion, and gratitude, and doing this at least, if not 3 times a day, 4 times a day, but momentarily, because I want to draw to me the experience of being able to stay at home indefinitely, to create content, and to be an internet success, not in terms of fame by any means, but in terms of success. Doesn't have to be a monumental success, but enough to pay my bills. So that is enough for anybody, really. But sometimes people online talk about overnight success, millions of dollars. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. It is absolute crap. Because what you're doing is you are telling a false narrative, and you're giving people false hope. So what has happened in Dean Holland's program is that he told us it was not going to be an overnight, lots of money. In fact, he had worked doing his situation for at least 6 years, maybe, before he even made any money at all. So he never said that we would make millions the first time out of the gate, He was always honest about that, but people probably thought that they could do it even if nobody else could, and they have left the program. And we don't want them to leave. We want them to use their power of concentration and focus and to enjoy what they're doing. Enjoy making content on a blog and enjoy making videos to put in the blog. For a while, I was using a podcast stream to also put in my blog, but it seems to have too many glitches, and it is very annoying to try to wait for it to work when it won't. Maybe I need to find another stream, another podcast stream. But in the meantime, I'm not doing podcasting on my blog. So to enjoy making content on the blog, on the videos, going to a lot of people in my group are being very successful with TikTok. And TikTok is cool. But I never would have gone on the TikTok. Now, I had actually joined TikTok, but I never would have done anything with it because I didn't know what to do. And in fact, standing here and talking is probably not the best thing to do. It's not for TikTok. They like and people are selling a lot of things on there. And I have bought some things on TikTok, the TikTok shop, and it comes within 3 days. But if they're going to shut it down, they're going to have a problem on their hands because people have come to love it. They are worried that it will shut down. But then again, all the other social network platforms could shut down. It's very doubtful whether anything is going to happen with YouTube, but you never know, a cyber attack of some sort. But our blogs, even our blogs, are owned assets, as Dean Holland calls it. An owned asset, supposedly, is ours. We can do with it free speech as we wish. Of course, I would, as I said, never put anything on there to hurt anybody. But if it's an owned asset, it means free speech is paramount to its success. So, online businesses are difficult to get off the ground because in another video I mentioned the scammers are out there in full force, especially targeting the senior citizens. And so me coming on here, you realize that I am truthful, I'm honest, and you can tell by my vibration that this is true. Not really by what I say, but what I impart to you. So please subscribe to my channel. I love to all. Bye-bye.